Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is Chipotle Barbecue Pulled Pork. That's right, we're cooking up a pork butt today for pulled pork, as we've done so many different times. And throughout all those different times, we've tried a lot of different flavor profiles. I mean, you've got your classic kind of American or even Kansas City style pulled pork. You've got your East Coast Carolina porks. And then, get creative sometimes with a Mexican pulled pork for tacos, or even a Caribbean jerk pulled pork. Well, today we're focusing completely on Chipotle and a combination of barbecue. But Chipotle is the focus of the flavor profile. Now, I know we all know the word Chipotle, we probably even know what it tastes like, but if you don't know what it actually means, a Chipotle is simply a smoked and dried jalapeno. And sometimes you'll see that rehydrated in an adobo sauce in a can, and that's what we're gonna be using today, because that adobo sauce has got a great bit of tang to it, and then you got the heat from the jalapeno. We're gonna combine it with the sweetness of some pineapple juice and barbecue sauce and the smokiness of the pork. It's quite a combination. Let's get into it. So here's our pork butt that we're working with. This is a Creekstone Farms Duroc pork butt. The first thing I'm doing is just feeling around on the surface for anything hard, anything you wouldn't want to bite into. And they've done a pretty good job of trimming on this. Maybe one tiny little piece of cartilage here. From there, you can do as much or as little trimming as you want. I might just take off some of the rougher edges that are probably going to burn up in the smoke anyway. But for the most part, that's looking really good. Now what you are going to want to do is find this crease right on top of the blade bone, because it's got all this stuff in here that we really don't want to chew on. I mean, you can smoke it with it in there and fish it out later, but for me, I'd rather just get it out in the first place with a little quick knife work. So typically what I'm going to do is find any spot like this right here where it looks a little silver skinny, like that's a little too thick to chew on. Slip my knife underneath, and I'm just going to take just that little bit off the surface. Now at some point down here in this crease, you're going to run into what is just the fat cap down here. And I'm going to stop trimming at that point because I don't really want to trim into the fat cap anymore. I will go ahead and clean up this other side as well. A lot of that soft fat's nice. I mean, it's fine to eat. It's just this kind of stringy stuff that's kind of gross. So that's pretty good. We're not going to do a whole lot to it. The only other thing we are going to do to this is score the fat cap side. Now, we talk about how scoring can help get some seasoning down into these crevices and stuff and help the pork butt to hold on to that. But even beyond that, when I'm leaving the fat cap on like this for a pulled pork, it's kind of nice when it's scored, because you kind of have these diamond shapes that when they do kind of get mixed into everything, they already have their own little diamond. They don't take a big chunk of the fat cap off. It all kind of just comes out uniformly and mixes into the pulled pork. I'm going to start on the opposite side here with the seasoning, and we're going to start with a little binder. We're using the Hoff Smokin' Ghost. This is a very Chipotle-centric hot sauce. There's going to be a little bit of heat in this pork today. There's ways that you can tone that down if you want to make it a little more family friendly. Maybe use a mustard instead of a hot sauce for the binder here. We're going to hit this with our light layer, our kind of thinner layer of rub, which is our butts are smoking honey chipotle. So you got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of smokiness, and a little bit of salt. We'll get that crevice fully seasoned, so now you've got seasoning in the middle of the meat as well as on the surface. Get that money muscle. So I may mention that's the first level, the first layer of seasoning. Now we're going to go on with a bit chunkier seasoning, and this is Cattleman's Grill Smoky Chipotle. Now this is also got coffee and turbinado sugar in it. You can see those big granules of it. In addition to that, chipotle. Not as heavy on the salt, which is great because now we can combine it with a rub that does have some salt without over-salting the pork. But at the same time, this is a big piece of meat. It's hard to really over-season it, because once it all gets shredded up, that middle part, a lot of it doesn't have any seasoning on it. So this is the side that's going to go down on the grill, which is why we seasoned it first, so we can go presentation side up. Hit that with our Smokin' Ghost. And then our layer of honey chipotle. And then our smoky chipotle. Also love the earthiness that the coffee brings. You're not gonna notice the coffee flavor in the end. It's wild. It just brings a really cool earthiness to the flavor profile. All right, that's basically set up, so it is ready to go onto the smoker. I wanna walk you guys through this overnight cooking process, and you don't have to necessarily follow this process. You can do a straightforward all day long smoke if you want to at a higher temperature, but I've really come to enjoy this technique because one, I get to sleep longer and the food's ready earlier. So what I've done here is I've set my Yoder Smoker's YS640S pellet grill to 190 degrees at about 9 p.m. and it's running hickory pellets. Now I'm gonna throw that pork butt on at 9 or 10 o'clock, go to bed and wake up in the morning, and at 190, it's only gonna be up in the 140s, 130s, 140s as far as the pork butt itself goes, but it's gonna have a beautiful bark. So from there, we can go ahead and wrap it up and throw in all of our extra flavors that we really wanna work into that pork, and then we can crank the temperature up and it's gonna finish in the next couple of hours. So here's our butt that went on last night. You can see it's looking absolutely beautiful. Great bark on it, great color. Internal sitting around 150 right now, and it's been in here for a good probably 12 hours just due to how we kind of do things around here with the shooting schedule. But you could wrap this when it's 140, you could wrap it when it's 160. What I really would look for is the color on the outside. So this is coming off to wrap. We got the fresh one going on to start its journey. Let's go wrap up this other pork butt. All right, I'm actually gonna flip this guy over for this next part of the cook. Either way is fine, but I'm just gonna help to kind of render down some of that fat, which they can kind of work its way into the pork as well. Now, the beautiful thing about this overnight smoke method is whether we had smoked this for 8 hours or for 12 or for 14 hours, it can never really overcook because it can never get above 190 because it's gonna finish around 205 to 210, just depends. So we're gonna add to this a ½ cup of pineapple juice. And then I've got 1 chipotle in adobo. We'll just smash that guy up and scatter him around. And then 1 tablespoon of that adobo sauce from the chipotles in adobo. We're just gonna get this wrapped up as tight as possible. And now it's essentially gonna kind of braise in its own juices as well as that pineapple juice to finish out. So now that that's wrapped up, we're gonna crank this up to 275 to finish out. So I got bone end down here. I'm gonna aim for the thickest part of the meat. Kind of at this direction. There we go. So that's got about 55, 60 degrees to go before it's fully done. Our pork butt's been wrapped for about 3 hours now, which isn't terribly surprising that it took 3 hours considering we wrapped it down at like 150. But man, it is just tender. We're gonna give it the old tug test here. Blade bone comes sliding right out. We know that it's done. We really haven't let this rest for too long, even though it's a large piece of meat, and we typically do rest large pieces of meat. But when you consider that all of this juice that's in here is gonna work right into here as we shred it, there's really not a whole lot of point in resting it. Look how tender that is, just coming right apart, and it soaks that juice right up. Now to finish everything off, we're gonna put some Chili Slinger Chipotle barbecue sauce on top and just work it in. Not a lot. You shouldn't be able to tell that it's like smothered in barbecue sauce when you taste it afterwards, because people can always decide to put on more later if they want to. All right, this is great for tacos or for sandwiches. We're gonna put together a little pulled pork sandwich here today with some of our buttermilk coleslaw, which the recipe for that you can check out from a few weeks ago. A little cold slaw right on top of some hot pulled pork. Texture for days. Beautiful colors. Let's get a taste. That is such a juicy bite. That pork is smoky and just slightly sweet from that barbecue sauce and the adobo, the pineapple. Man, it's got great texture to it. Some of it's fully shredded, some of it's still got a little bite. Smoke flavors there. Earthy chipotle flavors there. Still not tasting the coffee, like I said, but it's earthy. it changes it. But all these things together, especially with the slaw, great compliment, because the slaw doesn't need to be the star of the show. It's just there to support it. It's crunchy, it's creamy, and on a toasted brioche bun. It's one of my favorite pulled porks we've done in a while. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.